friends, this is Karen from Blue Rooster Farm, and today we're in the sewing room, and I'm getting ready to share with you what is inside the Sew Sampler box for January. After we open the box, stick around because I'm going to be sharing with you what we've done this past month, what I've been working on, and what I'll be sharing with you in the future. So if you want to see what we're doing and you want to see what's in the box, stick around. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around. Today we are revealing the contents of the Sew Sampler box for January. Now, Sew Sampler is a subscription box from the Fat Quarter Shop, which is an online-only store that is based out of Texas. Because I like Sew Sampler so much, I have become an affiliate. And what that means is that I have put links to different products from Sew Sampler in the description box below, plus links to this Sew Sampler box. And anytime you use one of those links, anything that you put in your cart, I will get a very small percentage of. Now, it doesn't add up to much per person, but when a lot of people use it, it does make a difference. And I turn all of that money into equipment and things for my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in anything I share with you today or this box, check my links out in the description box below and click on those to go straight to that product or straight to that page. So thanks for doing that, and I really appreciate it. Let's get this open. So, now I just saw the cover, and I did see a couple weeks ago, they always have sneak peeks, and they're usually several weeks before I get the box, and before I get the box, I forget what the sneak peek was. And seeing this sneak peek, or seeing this card on top of my Sew Sampler box, reminded me of this sneak peek. And it's called Bows, Bubbles, and Blue Skies. And I remember the bows in the fabric, and I was trying to think of a fabric that might have bows, and I really couldn't think of any. I do love the blues, and we have been working with blues lately on my channel, so I'm hoping it's blue fabric. We'll see. But this is something that I had seen, but I didn't know what fabric it was, so let's see what it is. So every time you get this box, you also get on the back of this a coupon code, and this coupon code is only good for those people who receive the Sew Sampler box. And it says, receive 20% off all Happy Cloud batting. And so if you're in need of batting, that's a good deal, 20% off. They also talk about celebrating 250 years of America Quilt-A-Long, and they are going to be doing in February an American Quilt-A-Long. They've made it over, it says, we've made over the Peppermint Rose Quilt from the Celebrate the Quilts book by Lisa Alexander and Susan Aki in red, white, and blue. And this patriotic project is a mix of scrappy, traditional, and beloved pieces, much like its namesake. And then they have a QR code for you to get details. And so I think you probably have to have the book in order to make this quilt or do this quilt-along. And it's really a pretty quilt. Let me see if I can cover it up here, cover up some important information. So it's this one right here. Make sure you can see that. And that's really pretty. But that was from Celebrate with Quilts book. So you might have that book, and if you do, they're going to recolor it in Americana colors. The other thing they have on here is if you do not like the pattern that is included in this box, they share with you another pattern that they've made before, and it is a free pattern on their site, so anybody can go and find it. But you can use whatever fabric is in this box to make this quilt as well. And there we have a clue as to what the fabric is. It's lots of blues. That's a pretty one. And that wouldn't be that hard either, but I really like that. I really like that one. Okay, well, let's see what's inside the box. So I have a little pamphlet here, and this pamphlet's going to tell us all about each item. So the first thing I'm going to look at here is this right here. And we have some confetti cotton thread and a nice big spool. This one has, I bet it says here, let me look. Get my glasses here. 60 weight cloud confetti cotton, 100% cotton thread by Wonderfil for Riley Blake. The value of this is $12.48. Light as a daydream and smooth as a gentle breeze, this 60 weight cotton thread is perfect for crisp piecing and barely there seams. The soft cotton confetti shade blends effortlessly into your fabrics, letting your stitches stay subtle and polished. Made by Wonderfil for Riley Blake Designs, the 60 weight is great for applique and piecing by hand or machine. Smooth, strong, and quietly dependable, it supports your project beautifully without stealing the spotlight. So I can always use this right here. This is good. And in fact, I had seen something with confetti cotton thread, and I was thinking, is that new? Because I hadn't seen it before. So either it's new by Riley Blake, or they're just advertising it a little more right now, because I'm seeing more and more about this thread. So I can't wait to try it. It may be something that is a little more affordable than Aurifil, but we'll see. Let's see the next thing in here. Let's just grab this right here. And this right here is 80/20 Silky Blend square pack. It's an 8" by 8". I think, oh, each of the pieces, how many do we have? 8 inches by 8 inches, includes 6 squares. So we have batting that is cut in 8 by 8 squares, and we have 6 of them. So I'm thinking we're going to have a project that has 8" blocks, or a little bit smaller. Okay, let's read what that says. Pair this 6-pack of 8" batting squares from Happy Cloud Quilt Batting with your blueprint fabric squares. I think we just got the fabric. And Little Bubble Quilt As You Go template for an easy, cheerful quilting experience. Sized to help you quilt on any domestic sewing machine, they keep things moving smoothly while adding soft loft and clean stitch definition. These pre-cut squares make setup simple and sewing stress-free for the Quilt As You Go technique. It's a feel-good foundation that helps your quilting come together with ease and confidence. The value of this is $3.24. It is a Sew Sampler exclusive, meaning you can't purchase this. It only comes in this box. So it was made specifically for this box. So we found out the fabric, and it also talked about a template we're getting. So let's see what that is. Some kind of template. Little Bubble Quilt As You Go Table Topper Pattern. Okay, there's the pattern. And here is our template. Let's see what it is. So right now it has brown paper on it. We can take that off here in a minute. But, of course, that's backwards. Let me read in our booklet. This right here is a Fat Quarter Shop exclusive. That means you can only buy this at Fat Quarter Shop. Quilt in a fresh, playful way with the Little Bubble Quilt As You Go template from Fat Quarter Shop. This clever tool creates cheerful bubble shapes with the look of curved piecing, all without extra steps or stress. Designed for easy quilt as you go sewing. It pairs perfectly with charm packs and batting squares for smooth, satisfying progress. It is a light-hearted, low-fuss approach to quilting that keeps things fun and floating along. Even better, Sew Sampler members got it first. So let's see how you use this. So we have a pattern right here. Open this up for you. And this is what it makes. Okay. And this one right here looks like it is, does it say the size on it? This one looks like it's maybe a 4-inch, just a little bit over 4 inches for this circle. And there's two others. It's called the Big Bubble and the Big Birdie. The Big Bubble is makes a 5 1/4 square, and the Big Birdie makes a 5 1/4 square. So those are the two other ones, and it shows you the two quilts or blocks that they make. So you can see the blocks are right here and the quilts are right here. Interesting. They kind of look like cathedral windows. I wonder if that's kind of what they're mimicking. So let's see. It looks like you just need a solid charm pack and a print charm pack, the 5-inch blocks, and it seems like you just layer the fabric, you lay your template on there, you draw it, and then you cut with pinking shears, and then you flip them back kind of like cathedral windows. Well, that's cute. We might have to give that a try sometime. Okay, so let's see what did I tell you the price of this? $10.98. And it's a Fat Quarter Shop exclusive, which means only Fat Quarter Shop sells it. It's also Sew Sampler got it first, okay? All right, so we've kind of been given a hint on our fabric. This is Camille Ross Kelly's Blueprint. Now, I love this fabric, but I didn't think it went along with the clue, and it doesn't have any bows on it. So that might be something to do with our quilt pattern, but it has lots of beautiful colors. And these are 10-inch squares. It's a junior layer cake, and I think they have 22 or 24 squares. I can't remember how many, but you can see there's dark blues, there's light blues, there's even some plaids, and there's greens in there too. There's a green plaid, and then there's a floral with some green, and then there's a green on this dark blue. But she had another line of fabric that was kind of the same colors, and I know it had sold out really quickly. So this one right here, I think, will be selling out quickly as well. but it didn't have the bows. Before we look at our pattern, let me read about this one. It says this is valued at $27.98. We know that layer cakes are getting really expensive, and of course this is a little bit more than half of a layer cake. It says, let your imagination wander with the Buttons and Bows Blueprint Junior Layer Cake by Camille Roskelly. This sweet stack of 24 10-inch squares is soft, bright, and full of delightful details, with playful dots dancing alongside bubbly florals and cheerful plaids. The palette floats from airy sky blues to deep navy twilights, giving every print a calm, breezy feel. It is a collection that feels like blue skies tied up with timeless charm and simple joy. And as you can see, I have included a picture of all the fabric right here so that you can see it a little bit better. But that is very pretty. Very pretty, and I like 10-inch squares. I like the layer cakes. Well, let's see what pattern goes with this. It is called Buttons and Bows. So it is a 44 by 53 inch quilt. And those look like little bows. And then it has, here's a full size. And then it has little squares, and I wonder if those are supposed to be the little buttons. Do you think? Buttons and bows. So that's really cute. And I'm sure that one isn't very hard to make. Half square triangles and strips. Half square triangles and strips. Nope, not hard at all. That is cute. And some sashing. So if you are wanting to make this pattern, you're going to need, do you need all 24? Let's see. You need 20 10-inch squares. So you're going to have 4 left over. And it says that you're also going to need 7/8 of a yard of background, which is less than a yard. So most people have less than a yard of a light or solid background. You'll also need 1 3/8 yards for sashing and border, and then 5/8 yard for binding. So sashing and border would be that light blue. The white is in between, and this one you can't hardly tell. The white is part of the block, and then the sashing is a light blue. It's just a white with little blue specks. So you can't really tell the difference, but that's pretty. All right, this pattern is valued at $9.98, and it is a Sew Sampler exclusive, which means that you can't buy this at the store. You have to get it in a Sew Sampler box. Soft curves and classic blocks come together in this charming Buttons and Bows quilt pattern. The design blends playful movement and clean structure, creating a quilt that feels polished yet lighthearted. It shines beautifully in soft blues, gentle neutrals, and cheerful prints for a timeless look with just the right touch of whimsy. Try it with the Junior Layer Cake in this month's box. So that's nice. And again, that was $9.98. So we have one thing left, and that's our block of the month. And we have been working on, I haven't, but the Sew Sampler box, the quilt called Flowering, and all of the quilt blocks are flower blocks. And this is Peas Be Mine block. And just like sweet peas. Isn't that pretty? I love these blocks right here. I love that. It says that this is a 18.5 by 18.5 block. It is block number 10. And you do have your stitch and flip corners, but nothing hard. Nope, nothing hard. That's pretty. That's really pretty. Okay, there's that. Let's see. It says a value of $4.98. This month's flowering quilt block is ready to bloom. Let your creativity run wild as the sampler quilt sprouts into a true forget-me-not stitch by stitch. If you missed one, all the flowering block patterns will be available at the Fat Quarter Shop. So if you're interested in purchasing the quilt along the year for the flowering quilt, you can get that at Fat Quarter Shop. And I guess the value is $4.98. So there is our box. We got quite an assortment. We got thread, we've got a template, plus a pattern to use that template. We also received, and I guess we didn't have a project for these, so we can make pot holders or something with these, or mug rugs. These 8-inch squares. We received our layer cake, junior layer cake with 24 10-inch squares. And so that is what we have this, oh, plus the quilt pattern that goes with it and our block of the month. So there we have our January 2026 Sew Sampler box. Tell me what you think about it in the comments below. I would like to hear from you. And if you stick around, we're going to talk a little bit about what we've been doing and what's coming up in the future. So I'll see you back here in just a minute. Okay, guys, thanks for sticking with me a little bit longer. So I've pulled out some of the things that we have been working on lately on my channel. And the first thing that we did in January was we made our dish mat. And this dish mat is a snowman dish mat. And it's a fun one. We quilt it as we go. It is just made from a dish mat that you can purchase. If you're new to my channel, this is a free tutorial with a free download. So you can go there and you can make one for yourself. And I really thought this was cute. So I'm gonna have to take this back in my kitchen and set it back on my sink. The next thing, I just finished making this one. This was our last video and somebody's barking out there. And this was our tea towel of the month. And this is our last tea towel of the month. And that was our last dish mat of the month. And this is what this one looked like. I really like it. I love the colors. I love the crisp cleanliness of it. So if you're interested in making one of these, I have the templates for the snowflakes and the video tutorial on how to make that. That was really fun. Now I had some snowflakes left over, and if you have been with me for a while, you know that we had made these little pin cushions with blocks that were 4-inch blocks. And the last one, or the first one that I had made, I believe was the shamrock. So I think I must have started these in like March. And so I realized that I haven't made one because during the holidays, I kept thinking I don't have a coordinating pin cushion because I just didn't have time to make one. So I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to make for December and have one. I think the last one I made was for fall, and it's over there. It was, what was it? Oh, it was an acorn. It was an acorn. And so that I have a fall one, but I need a winter one. So I thought, well, I'll just take my leftover snowflake and I will make a pin cushion with it. And so I've got it all cut out. I just need to sew it together and they don't take very long. And I will have a little winter pin cushion to use, which that will be fun. I also need a Valentine one. So maybe that will be something that I will need to come up with here soon too. The next thing, I just released the snowman pattern and the snowflakes. And if you had been watching my channel, you know that we had each of the snowflakes released, and then I released the snowman, and I also released a layout that you could use if you wanted to. And I tell you what, now that I made a bed runner. And now that I have the bed runner, I'm thinking this would make a beautiful quilt. I'm going to show you my bed runner. I don't have it bound yet. I have it all quilted. I just took it off the long arm yesterday. but this is really cute, guys. I just love it. Let me hold it up. Whoops, it's upside down. We don't want that. So let me go back a little further. This will roll. I should just stand up, but I'll roll. And there it is. I ended up doing 3 snowmen and then the snowflakes in between. And I think it came out really cute. Now I did applique the nose on using that template that I shared with you. I'm not sure about eyes. I kind of like it without eyes. Tell me what you think. But I'm going to show you the pillow that I made and then you can see what I'm thinking. But doesn't this fabric right here look really pretty with it? Now this was a fabric that I had a bolt of, and it's not a laundry basket fabric. If you have watched me on these blocks, you'll know that I was using mostly laundry basket fabric, her blues and things. And so this was not, but it coordinated really well and I really like it. Now the thing that I think I'm gonna do now is, and I've never done this before, is instead of putting a straight binding on it, I think I am going to do a wave binding or a scalloped binding. A scalloped is a little more pronounced. A waved is a little more gentle. And I think I'm gonna do the wave binding on it. And I think that's gonna look really cute, don't you? As a bed runner. I am so excited about it. I can't wait. If I do, and I'm pretty sure that I am doing the wave binding, I will do a tutorial for you to show you how I do it in case you're interested in doing the same thing. I think even if I were making this into a bedspread, I would be, or a large quilt, I would be adding a scallop or a wave binding. I think that would really make it look pretty. So I'll be sharing that tutorial with you soon. Then here is the sample block that I had made using Tilda fabric, and I have turned it into a pillow. And here it is. And on this one, as you can see, I added some button eyes. And I don't know if it's the color of the eyes or what, but I'm just not really happy with the eyes. What do you think? I'm thinking I'm going to take them off. Tell me what you think. This one I just machine quilted, just diagonals or diamond shapes. And so that's that. And then on the back, I used a red toile. It's not part of the Tilda fabric line, but I thought it matched the reds really well. And so I just added that. And inside here is just your European pillow, and it fits perfect in that. I forgot what size. Let me see what size border I used. I used, it finished out at 2.5, so I must have used a 3-inch border, and that made it perfect. So if you're wanting to turn the snowman block with the snowflakes into a pillow, it fits the European shams perfectly, and these are great for big pillows on the bed. They're great for pillows for the kids to lay on the floor, or for decorator pillows. So there's that one. I was happy with the way that came out. Now, if you don't know how to make an envelope pillow, I do have a tutorial on that. I believe it was with, was it the rabbit? Or, oh no, it was just recently with the acorns. So if you see the acorn pillows on a video, and I'll try to link it in the description box below, that is the one that I share how to make the pillow back, which is an envelope pillow backing. Now, I think this, oh, before we do our what's coming up next, I did want to share with you something that I made that you might be interested in. I wasn't sure, but these are also sampler patterns. And as you can see, I've had the box for a long time, so I've got tons of patterns. Now, I was trying to figure out a way to store them, and used to I just would put them in a box like this and just have them all mixed up. And anytime I wanted to find a pattern, I had to go through each one and look to see what the fabric it was using, like what fabric style. Was it layer cakes? Was it jelly rolls? Was it fat quarters? And so I decided I'm going to group them according to the fabric cut, because Fat Quarter Shop always gives you pre-cuts. And so I made pattern dividers, and this one says fat quarters, so anything behind it would be fat quarters. There's one for honey buns, fat eighths, jolly bars, layer cakes, charm squares, jelly rolls, and then I have a miscellaneous for anything that is a small pattern that I want to keep in this box as well. Now, this box is not anything special. It was just some kind of a decorative box, and I think it had been painted black at one time, and I just decorated it with a white chalk paint and made it look a little rough. But you can find all sorts of things that would be the right thickness for your patterns. Little baskets would work too. But if you are interested in these dividers, please comment in the description box below, and I will turn those into a PDF so that I can download them to one of my videos, and you can pick it up for free. So it will be, if enough people are interested to make it worth my time, it will be in the description box of an up-and-coming video if enough people want these. But it's become really easy for me to use them. Now, if you're storing them in a binder, you could probably still use these. You might need to trim them down, like the length of them or the height of them, and you can still put holes in them and use them that way. When you print them, they're on a full sheet of paper, so there's extra paper all around that you cut out. I've put mine on cardstock and then laminated them, so they work real well for me, and I've been real happy with them, and I keep forgetting to share and see if anybody's interested. So if you're interested, comment in the box, in the comment box below. All right, so now what we're going to be doing here really soon. So we've got that binding on the snowman that we're going to be putting on, and we're going to get to work on our heart quilt. And I shared a sneak peek of this in our last Sew Sampler box opening, and this is one of the blocks in the quilt. Now there is another heart block that does not have a house in it, so it makes it a little more simple. Plus there is another, I believe it's a chain block, if I can remember correctly, that's also in it. So it's, I believe, 3 blocks that you're using all together and then putting them all into a really pretty quilt, and it'll have a chain running through it. Now, I told you that I was using a Minnick & Simpson fabric. This was just fabric that I had pulled out, and I had designed this last year, and I just pulled scraps out from what I had just to see if the block turned out, and it did. And it's going to be just a little different. These corners are going to have something added to them, but it's going to be basically this. Very simple to put together. It's just straight stitching for the house, a few corners, nothing hard. But I'm going to be using an old line from Minnick & Simpson, and this one is, I believe, Ridgewood. If I can remember, let me look at a selvage. Ridgewood, yes. And so I have some reds, some pinks, some with hearts, these right here. I also have other Minnick & Simpson fabric that has red and pink, so I'll probably be putting those colors in too. So I think it's going to be really pretty. I'm not showing the pattern yet because you got to wait till it comes out. But the first block that I think we're going to make is the house block, and we're just going to make the house itself, and it's about an 8 or 9 inch block. I forgot the exact measurement. So we're going to make that, and then we're going to incorporate it into a heart, and then we'll be making the other blocks too. So I hope you stick around for that. That's going to be a fun one, and it's going to be pretty. And again, if you don't want to make the whole quilt, you can just use the blocks for a pillow or a bed runner or a table runner. All of those would be great. And I think I have taken up enough of your time. And so this is what we're working on. This is what you're going to see in the future. We are all finished with the tea towel and the dish mats of the month. So we are going to have more time to do more things. I've got several other things in mind, and I'm wanting to make for myself. And so I'm really excited to get to sharing that with you. Now, one thing around the house that I have been wanting to do, nothing to do with sewing, except it is going to be taking me away from my sewing room a little bit, is I really want to get into my bedroom and start peeling off wallpaper. When we moved into our house, and this is an 1880s Victorian farmhouse, there was wallpaper on all of the walls, and the walls had never been painted or touched with paint. So some of the house had, you know, the original wallpaper underneath a layer of it. And a lot of it is just holding the plaster in. So I know it's a big undertaking. I've done it with all the other rooms, and our bedroom is basically the last one that needs it. And so I think I'm going to be starting to do that and just move the furniture, you know, away from a wall and work on one wall at a time. And once I get the wallpaper off, I'm going to have to take plaster and go in and do plaster repair and that. And I want to paint the walls. We've tried to go to just painting our walls because it's really easy to change the colors and stuff. So that is something that I want to do, and it is going to take me away from my sewing room, but I think I'm going to have time for lots of different things in the sewing room to share with you. And maybe I'll show you some before and after and things that I'm doing in my remodeling. But I'm really excited because we haven't done anything to that room for 23 years, something like that. And it needs a makeover really bad. So that is something that is on my to-do list, and I just have to start. So tell me about what you're working on around your house. Are you guys getting this cold weather? It was minus 13 degrees here this morning. Schools are closed all around, so it's just too cold to go to school. We did have snow over the weekend, and we didn't get a whole lot. We got enough to make the roads slippery, probably several inches. The roads are covered if you're living in the rural area, and they've taken the top layer off, but now they're kind of slippery. And with it being so cold, they're not melting anytime soon. So I'm not sure when school is going to be back in session. We'll see. And as I'm here talking with you, I just noticed that I stuck this up earlier just to remind anybody, if you're needing a Valentine's Day project, this is one that we did last year. And I'll put a link to that little table topper or wall hanging in the description box below. Well, I've chatted long enough, so I'm going to let you go. Thanks so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. That will really help me out a lot. Also, don't forget to like and share. I really appreciate the shares because right now YouTube is changing their algorithms and things are not getting pushed out as much, and it does affect my channel. And hopefully they will change things around a little bit so that they're not hurting so many channels right now. They are promoting shorts and trying to get their shorts more time on the homepage. And so when you open up your homepage, you're going to see just one column of regular size YouTube videos, and then you're going to see lots of shorts in that homepage, and they're giving more priorities to those right now. And when that happens, that means you don't see my videos as much because there's less real estate there to put my thumbnails. So be sure to click on the notification bell if you think you're missing videos. I do try to put out 2 videos a week, one on Saturday morning, one on either Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday afternoon. And so if you're not seeing those, it's just not coming up on your feed. So you'll need to go over to your subscriptions and find it there, or just type in Blue Rooster Farm and you'll see my channel page right there, and just click on that. You'll see all my videos. Well, thanks so much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great week. Stay warm, and I hope to see you back here soon. Bye-bye.